So, in the style of VaatiVidya's 10 Things That You Didn't Know About Dark Souls series, I thought I would make an equivalent video for BioShock Infinite. So, here are the rules. The facts go in order from easy to hard. If, at the end of the video, you learned anything new, then please leave a like. If you knew all 10, even if you liked the video, leave a dislike, guilt-free. All of these I discovered myself, so I'm sure there's plenty more out there. Also, this is going to be very spoiler-heavy, so if you don't want the ending to BioShock Infinite or any of the middle bits spoiled, don't continue watching. Number 1. The first words spoken to Booker to let him into Columbia come from Preacher Whitting.
Is it someone new?
Does that sound familiar? No? Well, how about now?
Is it someone new?
That's right, you were welcomed into both cities with the exact same words. Number 2. Robert and Rosalind Lutece are not a brother and sister. They're the same person from two different universes in which the only major difference between them are their gender and general personality. When Robert came to Rosalind's Columbia, she introduced him as her twin brother to avoid general suspicion. Number 3. Comstock is not a future alternate version of Booker. They are in fact both 38 years old. They share the same birthday in 1874, and their personal history is the exact same until Booker's baptism. And it is 1912 in both of their universes. Comstock's older appearance is due to excessive exposure to the Lutece field, which rapidly sped his body's aging and caused numerous cancerous tumors to develop inside him. Number 4. Troy Baker and Courtney Draper, the voice actors for Booker and Elizabeth respectively, are actually performing Will the Circle Be Unbroken when the characters are in the basement of the Graveyard Bar. That is actually Booker's voice actor playing the guitar.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, by and by?
Number 5. The alternate Booker across the water in the Sea of Doors always has his hand wrapped, regardless of whether you drew on the man at the counter or waited. Since Booker's appearance in the marketing for the game and the Vox Populi posters always have his hand wrapped, it seems as though Booker's canon nature is to wait on the man at the counter instead of drawing. Number 6. Now this one might be PC only, but the tutorial text which appears when you're sampling Bucking Bronco at the carnival game says Fire Plasmid to indicate the key to press to use a vigor. Interestingly, this is not what the caption for the key button in the options says. This could be accidental or a fun reference to the original games, or Irrational's trying to establish a general word for your powers in these games. Either way, it's an interesting catch. Number 7. Elizabeth's final model was based off of a real person, Anna Maleva, a Russian cosplayer, after Irrational Games found a cosplay of her depicting the character. Ultimately, she was hired by Irrational as the model for the CGI rendering of Elizabeth's face. Number 8. The Peppermill, the motorized Patriot's weapon, requires two hands to operate, the right to support and aim the weapon, and the left to crank the mechanism. But if you use the Peppermill while on a skyline or a skyhook, the crank operates itself somehow since your left hand is holding onto the skyhook. Number 9. Saltonstall, the crazed politician from the gameplay trailer back in late 2010, never made it into the game as he did in the trailer as an enemy, but he is mentioned at least twice in the game indirectly, once when entering New Eden Square.
Saltonstall's alright, I tell you. Says he's for faith, family, and fatherland. Who could be against all that?
And again amongst the scalps of the high-profile kills the Vox Populi have made. If you've known everything so far, congratulations, but I think I've got one to stump you. Number 10. T. Ryder Smith, the voice actor for Sander Cohen, makes a small appearance in BioShock Infinite as the voice of the first Zealot, the leader of the Order of the Raven.
Sweet Mother of Columbia, why do we worship three symbols in your memory? We worship the sword, so that we might avenge you. We worship the raven, so that we might cover the city with eyes. We worship the coffin, because it symbolizes the weight of our faith.
I could have been the toast of Broadway, the talk of Hollywood, but instead I followed you to this soggy bucket. When you needed my starlight, I illuminated illuminated you, but now I rot, waiting for an audience that doesn't ever come. I'm writing something for you, Andrew Ryan. It's a requiem.
If you have an obscure fact of your own about BioShock Infinite, please send me a personal message with the fact. If I didn't already know it and I decide to use it in another one of these, I'll credit you in the next video. Thanks for watching.